Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to more Professor Layton in the Unwound future. So, yeah. So this week, oh boy, this week is going to be very interesting with Memorial Day being next week. Alexa's going to be out of town. So we're not doing Dokapon Kingdom on Saturday, so that means I have to do something on Saturday. But lucky for us, lucky for me, as of right now, our level cap on Vault Hunters is going to be increasing that Friday. So I'll be doing a stream on Saturday to, run some vaults, maybe with other people. Who knows what Saturday's gonna hold in store for vault hunting. So then tomorrow will be more attempting at the Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. I really need to get good at Nuzlocks. So yeah. Speaking of which, I'll probably I should talk about that tomorrow because tomorrow is like Pokemon stuff, and that's when we should talk about Pokemon stuff. So then Thursday will be Amari, not more Professor Layton, unlike it was last week because of the glitches. I decided just to do it, and plus I have more fun with Professor Layton anyways. So Pokemon, that's tomorrow. Anyways, so now we should just, figure out what's so unwound about this future. Though we are starting to understand it. Our story so far. Standing at the gates to the Chinatown, the professor spots two family henchmen. The sighting sparks new questions that can only be answered by Inspector Climby. Aided by a future Luke, Layton and Luke look for a way to return to the present and meet with Climby. Chapter 4, Back to the Present. So much time travel. I feel like I already grabbed all the hint coins from this. And here too. So what's moving on? Say, when was that lighthouse on the Thames built? About 5 or so years ago. Did anyone complain about the lighthouse's peculiar location? A building and a structure like that in the middle of the Thames seems like it'd do more harm than good. You make a good point, Professor, but enough chat about the city. We need to make it for the clock shop. Oh, thank goodness you stopped. The most damn gentleman in London requires your assistance. Okay, what's the matter? It's that bastard bird over there. The dreadful creature stooped down and plucked off my best cufflinks right here off my sleeve. What bird? I'm assuming this bird. That must be the bird this fellow was talking about. Oh wow, a parrot! Don't just stand there gapping. Grab the awful thing before he gets away. You may have not noticed her, but we're in a bit of a hurry here. Listen to yourself, Luke. Don't you remember what the professor always says? Helping people in need is the duty of every gentleman. I suppose you got me there. Well then, let's think. This bird clearly likes shiny objects. Tell me, sir, do you have anything shiny we could borrow for a moment? Of course. What sort of gentleman would I be without proper garments? Here, I carry around this garments for when I need to accessorize with a little flash. Oh dear. What's wrong? Curses, my garment has fallen to the bottom of my bag. I can't reach it. You're not making it very easy to help you, sir. And we have to do a puzzle for this. A red garnet has fallen to the bottom of a downright cluttered bag. Can you slide around the other items in the bag to move the items to jump to the top? Okay. No. Easy.
Has met its match.
Nailed it! I did it!
I was right on the money.
Great! Just look at that sparkling gem. Ah, there we are. We're sending a look. This fleshy bauble will attract the feathery fellow. When he gets close, see if you can make friends. Leave it to me! Right then, here goes. Here he comes. If you don't know, I do great impressions of birds. No, I don't. Don't worry, little guy. We won't hurt you. You don't say. Say, that bird seems pretty keen on you. Are you friends now? Of course. Now that you're friends, why didn't you give him a name? That's a great idea, Professor. But what should I name him? Do I just name it Bird? Yes, very well. I mean, the Ace Attorney fan in me is saying name the parrot Polly. But my stupidity is saying name it Bird. Of course, obviously. Will I regret calling it parrot, though? No, I will not. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Parrot. Hello back at you, I'm Luke. Too late, I named it Parrot. Well done, Luke, that was amazing. Of course. What else would you expect from the apprentice of the great Professor Layton? Little Luke, are we forgetting we're talking to your future self here? The parrot mini. Hello, it's a you for the road. How was it? How was your stream? Tell me everything. What were we playing? Do you have any clips you want to show? You have a new feathered friend, Parrot the Parrot. Am I gonna regret naming the parrot Parrot? Maybe I'll be like, I should have named it Polly. You know, because that's what the Ace Attorney fan in me was saying to do. So, yeah. The parrot minigame has been added to the trunk. First, have the parrot play with Luke to learn the basics. Once you've done that, you'll have the chance to do lots more things with your parrot pal. Thank heavens you caught that feathery menace. What a fine young men you two are. Sir, I hate to break it to you, but these two are the same person. Keep at it, and one day you may each will become a true gentleman like myself. We're glad we could help. Here you go. I believe these cuffs, links, and garnets are yours. Oh, yes. They are. With these on, I'm even more devastatingly handsome than before. I don't know why I feel like he's got to speak like Florence LaBelle from, you know. Now I believe you two young men deserve something for your troubles. Oh, there's really no need, sir. How about you just let us go on our way, sir? Yes, he's right. Helping people is a reward enough for any gentleman. Okay, we gotta see what this parrot. Hey, let's have some fun, parrot. Right, so all you have to do is bring that apple to me. Think you could do it? Your parrot has generously volunteered his services as a delivery bird. Unfortunately, the heavy items he has to carry make it hard for him to fly properly. Predict his flight paths to help him to the recipient by making perches out of ropes for him. Create a perch for your parrot by connecting any two posts with a rope. The number of ropes at your disposal changes with each delivery request. The position and angle of each perch will affect the trajectory of your parrot's flight. Build an efficient perch that will help your parrot get to his destination as quickly as possible. Ropes cannot intersect with each other. Also, you can attach two ropes to the same post. Tap clear to erase all the ropes you've drawn from the screen. Tap start when you send your parent to deliver. Closely. If you want to cancel a delivery attempt while the parrot is flying, tap quit. Okay, this seems easy enough. I feel like this is all we need. Yeah! Well done! Here completed the request, an apple for Luke. Wow, great work, Parrot! You got that apple to me in no time. Wow, great! Wow, great! Whenever you want to do another delivery, just give me a squawk, won't you? Delivery, squawk! Delivery, squawk! Okay. So we don't have any other deliveries right now. Well, I mean, I guess we do, but I don't want to do them. Hey! Sure wish I could find my way back home. It'd be nice to see the family again. So fierce is on my guard that no one dares to cross my path when I'm on the lookout. Unfortunately, that also leaves me with nothing to do, so I guess it's time to think up another puzzle. One day I'm gonna be a professor of puzzology, and then you will fear me. Okay, keep dreaming, kid. Let's take the path on the left up here. The left? Why will that take us back to Mid Lane Road as well? It will, and in half the time. The breeze today is so nice. I wish my hubby would come home from work so he could go on a picnic. I see you're staring at me. What you need, boy? Oh, nothing, sir. I just saw you there and thought I'd say hello. You got some guts approaching me. It makes me laugh. It's been a while since I had a chuckle like that. Let me thank you with a puzzle. Four children below were playing in the park when suddenly they realized that they needed to go home. In their haste, however, they mix up their coats. Hey, I forgot my coat. Hey, A's name is written on this coat. Wait a minute, I didn't even bring my coat today. But I'm wearing one now. This definitely isn't my coat. Would C be wearing it then?
How about this?
Yeah.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Correct. A, B, and D all brought coats to the park, but B is wearing A's coat. This just leaves the coats that B and D originally brought. D isn't wearing his own coat, so he must be wearing B's. This means C must be wearing D's coat. Let that puzzle be a lesson to you. If you carelessly with your things, you can lose them. Here, take this. I found it over there. You must have left it behind last time you were here. Thanks. Midland Road is just on the other side of that door. I'll run ahead and open it. Hey! The door's locked. Locked? Right, because 2 times 3 is 5. 1 times 5 is 5. And then 2 times 3 is 6. And then 1 plus 5. Boom, nailed it. That super clue
I do
really
believe
helped
I've
me.
got the answer. Success.
I know math. Was I also trying to think of digital roots because of, you know, being a Zero Escape fan too? Wonderful work, Big Luke. I think it's a little early for congratulations, Professor. The door still won't open. If the puzzle wasn't keeping the door shut, that's what is. Well, I suppose it's time for Plan B. It might seem like a too simple of a solution, but would you two help me shove this door? Certainly. It seems we have run out of other options anyways. Ready, everyone? All together. On 3, 2... I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. Oof. Who's that sprawled on the street? It's hard to believe, but this fellow must have fallen in his sleep against the door. This just goes to show that every puzzle has an answer, even if that answer is just brute force. How many times do I just brute force my way through puzzles? Layton. Well, think fast, Professor, because that answer is coming right at us, and he looks mad. Hey, why'd you kick us out my napping door? Not only did it hurt, but you woke me up. We're terribly sorry, sir. Please understand we had no idea that you were there. Didn't realize it was you. We really... Look, forget I saw anything. I'm feeling kinda queasy, so I'm just gonna head home now. I seem to have driven that poor man off again. I wouldn't fret over it too much, Professor. Besides, we need to keep moving towards the clock shop. We are just about there. Did you happen to notice the odd flower growing in the abandoned shop on Southern Midland Road? No, I cannot say that I have. What's so strange about that particular flower? Supposedly, it attracts puzzles that have disappeared from their original location. Like a Venus flytrap for puzzles? That's what the rumors say anyways. I've never actually seen it myself. But those who are rumors are true will have the ability to retrieve any puzzles that we left behind. I say that kind of reward is more than warrants an investigation of the shop. What do you say, Professor? What do we have to lose? The shop in question is just a quick stroll away, and that being able to visit lost puzzles would be very useful. And not stopping us. Let's go!
Watch out, Professor. There's a bee over there.
Now, Luke, I'm sure he won't hurt us, as long as we don't bother him.
If you say so.
You know, I've never seen a bee quite like this. Can you try talking to him, Luke?
I suppose I can give it a shot.
Well, look at Mr. Tall out here. Clearly he knows a bee of distinction when he sees one.
Wow, you're not like any bee I've ever met.
Yeah, I heard him too, Luke.
Isn't that what I just said? Well, it's true. I'm no run-of-the-eye bee, but I do try to blend in.
You'd probably have better luck blending in if you didn't talk.
What's that supposed to mean, Luke?
Sure, whatever you say, smart guy. But listen, I've got something you should hear. You know those puzzles you don't get around to solving? Well, they all come hang out with me. You see, I have what you might call one of them magnetic personalities.
Ah, yes, of course, sir.
Wait, are you saying you've got the same job as Granny Riddleton?
Granny who? I don't know no grannies. But my name is Beasley.
Oh, Granny must have died within 10 years.
I'm gonna tell you how to peruse those puzzles now. So listen good.
I'm all ears.
Tap that flower over there to see a list of all the puzzles I've got. So anytime you get a craving to solve some of the puzzles you left behind, come here. Did that all make sense? Because people tell me I do tend to drone on. Get it? Drone?
I don't get it. Explain.
It makes perfect sense.
All right then. You have fun with those puzzles, and I'll be here if you need me.
Okay, we'll get back onto our mystery. God. This is all Big Luke's fault. We did have to make this detour. Puzzle! Watch out, you guys. Can't you see I'm standing in the middle of a construction site? It's good to see that construction appears to be moving along. Pff, if that was only the case. See, we hit a snag. Looking at these boards here. Those are an odd shape. What are you using them for? Nothing right now. I got cases of these things, but I can't work with them. I need square boards, see? What's a guy to do? Solve a puzzle. That's what the guy's got to do. A piece of wood is an odd shape that's too difficult to work with. Your task is to cut pieces that one can combine form a square. Well, there you go. Your board is now in squares. Hmm.
That should do the trick. Well,
Nailed
that's
it.
settled.
Yeah, look at that one. One cut and I got a square board now. Thanks for the idea, friend. You're welcome, sir. There's the shop. The door was locked earlier, and no one could answer it when we knocked. That's because you didn't know the secret knock. Watch this. Come on in. Go on. Try the door now. It doesn't look like anyone's here. Tee hee hee, ho ho ho. Look who's back. Ugh! What are you doing hiding there? I see that you learned the secret knock theory. Actually, it was I who did the knocking spring. Is Cog around? There you are, Luke. Cog's in the back room. Oh, are you friends with the owners of the clock shop, Luke? I suppose I neglected to mention that earlier. Yes, Spring and Clog have been helping me. Clog actually explained the situation better than I do, so you should ask him about it. All right. Let's hear what he has to say. Clog's tuning up the clock in the back. Cog's in the back room. He'll fill you in on how all this time traveling began. Sorry for keeping you in the dark, but it was never my intent to make you feel tricked. I thought I heard voices up front. Nice to see you again, Professor and... Luke, the professor's apprentice. Yes, Luke, of course. Cog, would you mind talking a bit about how the whole wormhole and how it all started? I think it would help get everyone on the same page. It'd be my pleasure. You there, Luke. The smaller Luke, that is. Okay, we should probably fill them in. Okay, so future Luke is big Luke, and the present Luke is little Luke. Got it? Got it? Get it? Good? Square. We good? Solid. Yes? Tell me, boy, what does this construction behind me look like to you? A big old clock. Right you are. By my estimates, this clock is well over 100 years old. The old girl needs a lot of TLC to keep chugging along. So I spend quite a bit of time on maintenance. I was right in the middle of oiling her gears one day when two family goons busted in. Here we go. This gotta be the place the boss was talking about. For sure. Hey, boss, there's a big clock here, just like you said. It's a real antique. Come over and see. What do you two think you're doing, barging into my shop? And get your hands off my clock. Can it, Gramps? Can it, Gramps? You don't want to tell us what to do. Don't you know who you're dealing with? Yeah, a bunch of blockheads who won't leave my shop. If I were you, I'd keep a civil 10 on my head, old man. Now, out of the way, we got a schedule to keep. What are you clowns putzing around for? Get to work! If we don't hurry, things won't be ready in time for by the time you know who talked about. Sorry, Buster, we're trying our best, but Gramps here is making things difficult. Don't be a lunkhead. You know how to deal with difficult. Throw them in on the street. Let me go, you dirtbags. We're just gonna go for a little walk, Gramps. Is that okay with you? That's okay with you, isn't it? You keep your filthy hands off me on my clock, you hear me? We're just about on schedule. We have to wait until to turn this thing on until the exact time the big guy mentioned. And that's all I heard before those brutes tossed me out of my own shop. It was until later that I found out what the thugs wanted from my little clock shop. See, the family funded the construction of a time machine by some scientists. I think the idea was to use it to create some kind of wormhole or warp point. But how did they manage to do that? Beats me. It was all mumbo jumbo. Something about opening a vortex in the flow of time. Anyways, for whatever reason, the plan didn't go exactly as they anticipated. I see. And somehow this worm, this hole in time manifested itself in or near this clock of yours. That would be the case, yes. The clock has been here ticking away for over 100 years. My guess is that something about the clock, its age, caused the warp point to gravitate to the spot. Yep, the wormhole, or whatever it's called, was pulled here and it became part of my clock. Thing is, I'm the only one who can keep that old grail running. Which means, like it or not, Springy and I are the only people who can open and close this wormhole. That's really strange. It's a burden, what it is. Once the family found out about what I could do, they forced me to work on the clock for them. After a while, I caught wind of Cog's situation. I'm sure it goes without saying, but Cog isn't a part of the family. In fact, the family's been in nothing but a source of trouble for poor Cog. Sure sounds that way. Knowing that, I approached Cog in Spring and explained my idea to them. After getting them on board with my idea, Cog fired up the machine and helped to get my message to you. Upon receiving your letters, my curiosity took myself and Luke on a journey that led us here. That's quite the plan you drummed up, Big Luke. Thank you, but it's about to get even more interesting. Oh? Professor, with Cog's help, we can send you and little Luke back to your own time. You'll be able to ask Clemsy all the questions you want. But when you're done chatting, you will come back to put a stop to what's going on here, won't you? Luke, you of all people should know the answer to that question. I keep my promises, and I intend to solve the problem here. It is what a gentleman would do. Thank you, Professor. That is exactly the answer I was hoping for. Well, I wouldn't dream of leaving things here in this state. You said it yourself, Big Luke. The only one who can stop Herschel Layton is Herschel Layton himself. Haha, quite right. My apologies. I should never have doubted you. Let me see here. You solved at least 30 puzzles. Yep, you've done enough research to take your investigation back to your own time. Hopefully you can learn something that will help us fix this terrible situation in our time. Yes, I hope so too. Now, Cog, would you be so kind as to fire up the clock? I hope you'll understand if I stay here. I don't want to risk distorting the events of the past any more than necessary. I agree completely. Besides, the poor inspector's eyes might very well pop out of his head if I showed up with 2 Lukes. Just imagine strolling around town with two boys who just look the exact same. But just think about how fun it would be to see his reaction. Pity you can't come, Big Luke. Okay, she's all ready to go. Let's get the show on the road. Here we are. I feel sick. Are you going to be alright, Luke? You're positively green. I feel sort of seasick. My ears are all stuffy and the ground feels like it's made out of marshmallows. Yep, that'd be time sickness talking. First jump I made, I felt the same way. Well, Cog, we're going to head off now. See what we can find out. Sounds good. I'll be here watching, waiting for you. Just use that special knock. I'll let you in. Yeah, excellent. I was wondering how we'd be able to contact you if you went back to if you went back to your own time while we were out. Yep, that'd be a pain, all right. Now you two should skedaddle. I'd like to get home, but in time for dinner. Cock's in the back room, dearie. There's no doubt about it, Professor. We're back in our time. The surroundings here certainly do seem familiar. Phew. You know, all this time and traveling has really worn me out. Yes, I could go with the rest myself, but we mustn't keep Cog waiting. You're right. So, shall we go find Inspector Climsey? That'll be our second stop. First, I'd like to run by my office at the university. So we are taking a break. Not quite. I need to do a little prep work for our session with Inspector Climsey. Preparation, my boy, is the foundation upon every good investigation is built. Right you are, Professor. Now that we're back in our own time, we can reach the university by bus in a matter of minutes. Let us go, Luke. And how are you doing, young fellow? Oh, hello there. Nice to see you again. Again? What's this again business? I just decided to give you some advice, that's all. Alright, shoot. Not many folks know this, but when you solve puzzles, you can earn these. Oh, you're gonna talk about pack rats? We already know all about them. Oh, is that so? Well, a big deal. Not that it's a great secret anyways. Okay, well, thank you. We really gotta go now. We got a lot to do. Wait, don't just run off like that. I have, a puzzle. Yes, that's right. I have a puzzle for you. To find the clock tower in the village to below, just follow this instruction. Go straight. Go straight. Go straight. First, no. Go straight. Go straight. No, hold on. We need a different color. Go straight. Take the first left. Yeah, guess brute force, baby. We were just talking about it.
I don't know what to say.
Doesn't specify where we start.
Here's my answer. I don't know what to say. How about this?
Nope.
I guess it's back to the drawing board.
Brute force. Sometimes that's the answer to your puzzle.
How about this?
And sometimes you have to do so much brute force that you basically have to pick everything. Nope, not D. And we know it's not E because E was what I
Let me
guessed
think this
first.
through again.
I bet the super hint is just like your starting point is C, like A or something.
How about this?
No,
I guess
not
it's
F.
back to the drawing board. How about this?
No, must be H.
Let me think this through again. This one's as good as solved.
Yeah, it had to be H. It's the only one I didn't brute force my way through.
Relief.
How's that for a fun puzzle? Is it in your top 10, yeah? No. It was okay, I guess. What? Just okay? Okay, you're playing it cool. You just don't want to let that off that puzzle. My puzzle rocked your socks off. You might be thinking too hard about this. Hi there, small fry. What can I do for ya? I noticed there's a bus stop up ahead. But London still has bus services, does it? Doesn't it? Of course. We got more buses than you can shake a stick at. What an odd question to ask. Excellent! Did you hear that, Professor? London's buses are still run. I heard, Luke. Your extravagance is appreciated, but we don't want to unsettle our friend here. Geez, I've never seen someone get so jazzed about riding the bus. Well, if you like buses, we're gonna have to love this little number. How many people? 3. I was riding a double-decker bus, and the tour guide on the upper level told me that including myself, there were 25 tourists in the lower half, and 40%. There are 25 tourists in the lower level and 40% as many tourists in the upper level. How many total people were on the bus? This is just fucking math. Okay, pulling out the calculator. It's not cheating. $35 people. Wait. No, it's 55. No, 60.
Here's my answer.
No,
I guess it's back to the drawing
it's
board.
2/5. But even if you get that, there's a catch. Okay, I was writing about, and the tour guide in the upper level told me that there, including myself, there was 25 people on the lower level, and as 40% as many tourists in the upper level.
This one's as good as solved.
No,
I I guess it's back to the drawing board.
Okay. Even if you're seeing the answer from a quick calculation, you might have completely overlooked something. Don't forget that the tour guide who...
How about this? Let me think this through again. Here's my answer. Let me think this through again.
Oh, you're forgetting. I'm forgetting about myself.
Here's my answer. No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Good job. 37 people were riding on the bus. If there was 25 tourists in the lower level, that's 40% of that is 10 tourists on the upper level. This amounts to 35 tourists. If you were then add the tour guide and the bus driver, you'd get a total of 37 people. You know, I'm a buff financier myself. My favorite things are the double duckers around town. Well, hello again, Bright Eyes. I trust you found yourself some nice shiny coins. Yes, and your excellent directions played no small role. Lovely, I glad it could be some help. But where's my thank you? Oh, was it already? Of course, please excuse me for not issuing proper thanks. We appreciate your assistance. Yes, thank you. We never would have found them if it wasn't for the help of a wise old lady like yourself. Now, just a moment there, Hype-Pin. Who you calling old? They don't call me Flawless Florence for nothing, you know. I'm a fit and nimble as a teenager. Yes, miss. Very nice. I apologize, Miss Florence. I didn't mean to call you old. I know how sensitive some seniors can get about their age. Since a senior old, you just don't get it, do you? Looks like I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson the old-fashioned way, with a puzzle. In my younger days, I was considered quite the catch. The best picture of me back then along with 3 of my handsome suitors. After a few moments of this photo taking, one of these gents confessed his love by presenting me as a heart. Can you guess which one?
How about this?
No.
I guess it's back to the drawing board. This one's as good as solved.
I mean, I was gonna before it.
Let me think this through again. Here's my answer. I knew it!
two are smart cookies when it comes to spousing. I'll give you that. The compliments mean all the more coming from a lady such as yourself, Florence. I do hope we run into each other again sometime. Tee, now you're making me blush. You can sweet talk me if you'd like, but you should know I'm a married woman. Seems our friend here has taken a shrine to you, Mr. Professor. I didn't bring it. It just fell apart. Honestly. Let's make our way back to my office. Now, which bus goes to Gressel Hall University? I have to admit that I gotten a bit turned all around with all this time traveling. What are we investigating now? Oh ho ho, feeling a bit discombobulated, my boy. I can hardly blame you. It's not every day that I travel to the future, me and my adult self. I could do is a bit of review on our case as it currently stands. Very well, let's see if we can bring you up to speed. Alright, but do you remember why Big Lou called us to the future? To stop evil Professor Layton, right? And what exactly are we stopping my future self from doing? Oh right, we want to stop him from completing his time machine research. Precisely, which is exactly why you and I are heading to Chinatown. Oh yes, now it's all coming back to me. But when we failed to get into Chinatown, it was at that point you started talking about asking the inspector some questions. Yes, but at the time I had no idea we were able to jump back into our own time to question him. In that sense, it seems we got pretty lucky, huh? Perhaps. Perhaps. It sounds like something isn't sitting right with you. Is something bothering you? And indeed, that something we have come to investigate. Ah, we have just about reached our stop. We'll run by my office, then head off to see the inspector. Yes, I would like to save our progress. Chapter 5, The Forgotten Case. I need to stop by my office and check something. After that, we'll go find an Inspector Climsey. There you are, Professor. I see you canceled the lecture again this week. Let me guess, are you investigating another strange mystery? Hello, Rosetta. Yes, something rather pressing came up. But I'll be sure to hold a makeup session later. Oh, no worries, Mr. L. As long as I get my credits, I'm not sweating it. Now what kind of attitude is that to have, Rosetta? If you want those credits, you'll have to earn them. As for your paper is on stone as the relics of Cornwall, I'd say you have your work cut out for you. As your advisor, I insist that you check in with me weekly until your paper is shaped up. I didn't mean to imply I wasn't interested in the work. I'm very much looking forward to our sessions together. Not every girl has the privilege of receiving private instruction from the great Professor Layton. What I meant to say is that you should check in during office hours. Oh, you don't have to tell me twice, Professor. I'll see you next week. I don't know what that girl's up to, but it can't be good, Professor. Nonsense, my boy. I'm sure it's all in your head. You can't fool me. Did you see that look she gave you? She's a man-eater. Whatever that means. Oh, Fluke. Oh, dear. Hey, aren't you the guard that we bumped into at this demonstration? Why are you here? You may recall last week's demonstration experienced a few hiccups when the Dust Settlement management decided it would be best to cut me loose. I'm sorry to hear that. Excuse me. I don't believe I properly introduced myself yet. I'm Please, sir, don't even bother. Dean's dilemma filled me in. It's an honor to meet you, Professor Layton. Actually, I've been holding on to a puzzle just in case you happen to come by. Care to hear it? The Shady Trio. Each member of a Shady Trio was dressed in red, white, and green. However, none of their outfits were the same. Here's what the witnesses said about them. The men who wore the same colored jackets. 2 of them had white pants on. The larger man wore a white hat. The woman's jacket was green. Tap the clothes and change to match the eyewitnesses' reports.
That should do the trick. I must have overlooked something. That should do the trick.
Yay!
Just as I suspected.
Simply beautiful work, sir. Thank you so much for indulging me. That's all. I quite enjoyed myself. Herschel, my boy, I've been looking for you. Hello, sir. Didn't you receive my notice that I was on holiday? Oh, yeah, yes, everything is in order here. There's something else I need your help with. Is it a puzzle? In that case, please tell me how it can be of assistance to you, sir. Lean in, my boy. What I'm about to ask you, well, I wouldn't like anyone else to hear it. The thing is, I have a puzzle that I simply can't work through on my own. My darling granddaughter brought it to me, but I can't for the life of me solve the blasted thing. I can see how that would be quite vexing. Vexing is to putting it politely. It's hard to feel like the king of your castle when you can't even solve your own grandchild's puzzle. It's a rather serious issue for me, Herschel. It certainly sounds that way, sir. Yes. So I take it I can count on you to help me work through this thing? But of course. Watch me solve it in like 5 seconds. No. Mm.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Nailed it.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
See? Told you. Let's let me see if I can figure it out in like 10 seconds. How it always works. Oh, that's it. My granddaughter's gonna flip then when she hears how clever her granddad is. I'm glad I could help you with your predicament, sir. Likewise. By the way, Herschel, I do have one more small favor to ask of you. Certainly. Let's keep the fact that you helped me with this puzzle between you and me in the wall, shall we? Of course, after all, you have a reputation to maintain with your granddaughter. It'll be our secret. Oh, as always. And what can you there, young man? Can you keep a secret? Of course, my lips are sealed, sir. Oh, but, I'm sorry, I'm alive right now, so my bad, sir. Splendid. For that, you have my thanks. One last thing, Herschel. There's a young lady in your office. She said she's waiting for you. I see. Oh, you must be talking about Flora.
Hi there, Flora.
She Layton on my professor until I ain't going.
You two have got some nerve leaving me alone while you go off on another adventure.
Now, Flora, you know that wasn't our intention at all. While we were out investigating one issue, an even more troublesome matter arose.
What kind of troublesome matter?
Time travel.
We couldn't have seen it coming, Flora. Honest.
Guys, just out with it. Tell her that we've been time traveling.
Really? Of course, we wouldn't have left you behind on purpose.
Luke is quite right. Do forgive us for our oversight.
Well, okay. Just this once. But you two had better not leave me alone again.
Of course not.
What's done is done, I guess, so there's no point in me stewing over it. You two must be awfully tired from all that running around. I just made a pot of tea. I'll go fetch it. Did you just make a promise to Flora? I believe I may have, and unfortunately, this is one promise I fear I may have to break. Professor, that's terrible. Not to mention, very unlike you to go back on your word. I didn't see you were doing anything to dissuade the poor girl from coming with us. God. Besides, you know our current case is fraud with danger. I don't want her to get hurt. Anyways, we need to finish our work here so we can find the inspector. We best move quickly. I suppose you're right, Professor. Alright then, what are we looking for here? Somewhere in my office is a leather-bound notebook with a yellow note sticking out of it. You think you'll help me find it? Aye, aye, Professor, I'm on the case. Is this the notebook you were talking about? Why, yes it is. Let's see. Information concerning the explosion at the Institute of Paranormal Research. Did you put this notebook together, Professor? I did, piece by piece. Sadly, most of its contents has been removed. It's been a while since I opened it last. Let me see. At least the newspaper clippings are intact. Well, what on earth these all these articles from, Professor? I explain more on the bus. But for now, we need to get out of here before Flora returns. Poor Flora. Lola, I thought you might be hungry, so I made a little cucumber set. Oh dear, where did they go? Wait, hold on. What if we went back in? Flora will see us if we go back in there. We can't even go back. About the notebook we picked up at your office, Professor. What explosion were you researching? It all happened several years ago, when you were very small. 2 scientists were working in a physics lab who unwittingly caused an explosion during an experiment. The explosion devastated the surrounding area. That must have been all over the news. You think so, wouldn't you? However, though many have perished in the blast, few records of the accident remain. What happened? Something I'm still trying to figure out myself. But answer me this, Luke. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear of an explosion? The explosion of Dr. Shurigan's time machine, of course. That was my first thought as well. I have a strong suspicion that these 2 incidents are connected. Why is that? Because we're in a game. We're in a game. Everything that's mentioned is connected. I may play too much Ace Attorney. Well, it's nothing more than a hunch, so I really can't say more right now. Oh, Professor, this is our stop. Here we are at Scotland Yard. There's no need to waste. We need to find the inspector. Okay, I guess we're going in. Oi, oi, oi! Welcome to Scotland Yard, headquarters of the London Police. How may I be of service of you? I know he didn't say the oi, but you know, I felt it was appropriate at the moment. We're here to see Inspector Clytony. Will you please let him know that we would like to speak with him? Unfortunately, the inspector is terribly busy right now. What more, I have strict orders to issue this puzzle to all visitors. In recent years, the city has been suffering from an increase in accident crime. According to a survey, there is one place in the city where there is a higher average of injured people and deaths throughout the year. Where could this be? Circle the name of the place. The hospital, obviously.
I've got a good.
Because that's where people go. Because that's where people go when they're sick and they're dying.
Just as I said.
Duh. That's right. It might be a lot of dangerous places, but the hospitals where injured and sick people gather throughout the year. That's correct. All right, to run this work as usual, Professor Layton. Oh, do you two know each other? Of course. That is, I know the professor. How could any self-respecting puzzle not know the name of Layton? I'm a huge fan. Like, how huge? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10? I assume the puzzle I just solved was one of your own design. You got me there. I just couldn't pass up the chance to have the Professor Layton solve my puzzle. I'll call ahead to let the inspector know you're coming. His office is just up those stairs on the 2nd floor. Thank you very much. Hint coin, hint coin, hint coin. Hint, 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 hint. Hint coin! Hint coin! I feel bad for leaving Flora behind. Nothing like a nice cup of tea to soothe the jangled nerves. Good day, Barton. Good day to you too, sir. Barton, we wish to have a few words with the inspector, but I don't see him here. I don't see him here either. I was led to believe that he was here in his office. Yes, he was, but then he got up and left. It's all very sudden. I am too puzzled by his sudden disappearance. Button, I certainly hope that you're not spreading misinformation about me. I just told you that I needed to pop downstairs to see the commissioner. Ah, yes, sir, you did say that, sir. Use your ears, constable. You'll never move up in the force if you don't learn to listen. Greetings, Inspector. Ah, apologies for not saying hello, Layton. What a surprise to see you. Welcome to my humble office. Forgive the sudden intrusion, Inspector. I heard that you're leading the investigation on the Prime Minister's disappearance. I am. And it is that you I'm speaking with. I can't be candid. This case has me completely baffled. Dozens of eyewitnesses, myself included, and not one blasted lead to work with. Since you were there, I might as well hear your takes on the things. Have a seat. I was questioned on the day of the incident, but maybe our chat will uncover a new series, new series. Just look at him as sitting at his desk. But first, hint coin. Hold on. Hint coin? He had a hint coin in the garbage! Now, what was a hint coin doing in the garbage, Climby? We have already established that you were there when the explosion occurred. Yes, I certainly was. Then you must believe, as I do, that there was no way anyone could survive that blast. Not that Squawk Shogun and not his staff, and though I hate to say it, not the Prime Minister. But what confounds me is not that a single trace of the lot remains. What do you mean by that? What I mean to say is we canvassed the whole place and haven't found a thing relating to the victims. No bodies, no clothing, and no shoes. Not even as much as a pocket watch or a ring. All we recovered from the scene was the 10 lots of scrap metal that was used to be the machine. No people, though. There is 8 of them, sir. What? Did you just say something now, Constable? There's 8 of them, sir, and 8 people vanished. Ah, yes, according to the eyewitness reports, 8 people have vanished from the scene. That group consisted of Shogun, the handful of his assistants, and the Prime Minister. Now, how in the world would 8 people just vanish? It's like a blasted magic trick. Don't worry, Inspector. From what I heard, the Prime Minister is still alive. Ah, young Luke. Be a good lad and keep quiet, alright? The adults are having a serious conversation here. If you're bored, why don't you and Barton go play in the hall? Inspector, I assure you that Luke isn't making this up. It is very real a possibility that Bill Hawk is alive. What? Well, don't leave me here scratching my head like a fool. Explain, Layton. Before I do, I must ask a favor of you first. And what would that be? Do you recall that explosion that occurred at the Dimensional Research Institute 10 years ago? What did you just say? I take it that as a yes. It isn't impressive that I see any and all case files on that incident. You just might be onto something here, Layton. What do you know? Nothing at the moment, but I have a suspicion that your current case and this old one are linked in some way. I'd like to help, really, I would, but all those files are sealed and require top-level clearance. Even a high-ranking officer like myself would have trouble getting his hands on those. I see. I had hoped a man of your status might have the influence necessary to acquire those documents. Unfortunately, it seems I may have hoped for too much. I'm sorry to ask the impossible of you. Just wait a moment, Layton. I might be able to get you access to that case file. Excellent. I would be extremely grateful for that. Just one thing, though. See, those documents don't come for free. I want to hear everything you know about or suspect about the Prime Minister's whereabouts. Of course, once I have seen the documents and I'm sure my theory is sound, every detail will be yours. Barton, head down to the archive room and find those old files. Tell them that you're there on my orders. Right away, sir. Those files can't leave the archives, but you can read them there. Head downstairs past the lobby into the basement. Much appreciated, Inspector. Hello, Hurdle. Now that Luke, a true lensman, doesn't play on ladders. I would say that's a step ladder, but no, Layton is right. That is a ladder. Hand coin, hand coin, hand coin, hand coin. Hand coin! Hand coin! Okay, now let's talk to Barton. Welcome to the archives. I gathered all the files pertaining to the explosion. Thank you, Barton. Your hard work has saved us some considerable time. Ew, these documents are mildewy and covered in dust. These files are off limits to most people. You're the first to touch them in a long time. I see. Hand some of those over and I'll help you look through them. Where should I start? Nailed it!
I knew it!
I knew it! Nice driving! Hey, you have to circle all the way around the parking lot to get to the space. Kind of annoying that you can't just pull straight in, huh? Wonderful work, Luke. I bet you never get the professor any give the professor any cause to yell at you. Well, he's not really the yelling type. But it's true that I never never let a puzzle go unsolved. I got this reputation to protect. Oh dear, I never considered the possibility that my goof-ups would harm the inspector's reputation. Don't worry, Barton. What's most important is to try your best. If only I could convince the inspector to see the things that way. Luke, come here. I think I found what we. Luke, come here. I think I found what we came here for. What is it, Professor? That file yielded some very invaluable information, Luke. What exactly did you find out, Professor? Let's just say I'm very confident the Prime Minister is still alive. However, the only way to save him is to travel to the other London where he's being held. You think he might be trapped in the future? Perhaps. Let's bring this in discussion to the inspector. I find a nice cup of tea helps me focus the mind. Delicious tea. Well, Layton, did your investigation bear any fruit? It did indeed. To start, allow me a few questions. Inspector, were you involved in the investigation into the explosion at the Institute 10 years ago? Yes, I was there ages ago. It was. I remember I had just been promoted to assistant inspector. I see. And do you remember the names of the scientists who sought to cause the explosion? Let me think. It's coming back to me. One man was named Allen. Dimitri Allen. Weren't there two scientists implicated? Do you remember the second scientist's name? It was quite a long time ago, you know. I see you're having some difficulty remembering. Well then, what about the victims? Do you remember much about them? The explosion caused substantial damage to the area and destroyed the neighboring apartments complex. One of the lab assistants perished in the explosion, and as did several tenants of the building next door. Strangely enough, though, I think both of the scientists involved in the experiment survived. That was very informative, Inspector. Good, because I have a few questions of my own now. How do you think this old case relates to my current one? This is just a theory, but I think the Prime Minister is being held somewhere beyond the influence of Scotland Yard. Do you mean to say he's being held in captivity in another country? You may find what I'm about to tell you hard to believe, but I think Bill Hawks is being held captive in the future. If this is your idea of a joke, then I'm not laughing. I can understand your skepticism. Thank you for all your help today, Inspector. Should I learn anything else about the Prime Minister's whereabouts, you'll be the first to know. Come on, Luke. Let's be off. Now, right there. We had a deal. Surely you got more from me than that far-fetched theory. Inspector, I have told you as much as I know at the moment. Now, please excuse us. Now that we came here, let us go back to the clock shop. Clock is waiting for us. Okay, Professor. Alright. I just like how Parrot's always with us. I suppose we have to head back to future London now, huh? What's the matter, Luke? Are you scared of traveling through time again? Yes, I mean, no. As long as I don't have to do it alone. Of course not. I'll be right here with you. First on the agenda is heading back to Chinatown to meeting with the future Layton, right? That's right. And if we find my guess is correct, we'll find the Prime Minister there as well. Do you think we'll run into trouble along the way? Considering the warm welcome we received from the family at the casino, I'd say anything is possible. Luke, there's no telling what kind of danger awaits us in the future. And maybe it would be best for you to remain here in our time. What kind of apprentice would I be if I were to let you face danger all alone? Of course I'm going to. But Luke, you will be there. Technically. Technically, yes, Luke will be there. Yes. Ugh. Alright, what mischief did you two get yourselves into? Excuse me, I have no idea what you're talking about. No playing innocent, boy. Old Sackman knows more than you think. This might be slightly obscured, but I do have eyes, you know. And these eyes can see that the law is right on your tail. I don't follow. Say no more, boy. Just know that I'm always on your side. If you call me, I come running. Thanks, I guess? Well, we ought to be off now. Luke, I have a feeling that things are about to get interesting. Luke, do you remember the secret knock Big Luke used when we last entered the clock shop? Of course, allow me, Professor. Come on in. Welcome back, Professor. Sorry to keep you waiting. Where's Cock, by the way? Oh, same place as always. In the back, tinkering with that clock. Tiki heel. Welcome back, you two. I take it you found the information we're after. We did. Hopefully, Luke is not tired of waiting for us back in the future. Yes, we mustn't keep a young sir waiting. Young sir? Oh. Did I just call Luke sir? Sorry, just an old habit from being in the service industry. My mind it's just not as sharp as it used to be, you know. I make mistakes like that often, and someone's at the door. You can't just force your way into private property. It's illegal, not to mention ungentlemanly. Madam, I am but no gentleman. I am an officer of the law, and I'm here on important investigations. What's the Inspector Climby doing here? You told us, didn't you, Inspector? Being that as it may, spring is right. Forcing your way in here is just quite rude. Say what you will, Layton, but the fact remains that our Prime Minister is missing. And if I have to crash a few parties to find him, then that's how it has to be. And I'll keep crashing them until you lay all your cards at the table, Layton. All of them. I can't believe you, Professor. And you too, Luke. Flora! You two ran off and left me on my own again. And after I made you those nice cucumber sandwiches. Flora, please try to understand. We just didn't want you to put you in a dangerous situation. I don't buy it. The real reason you won't take me is because you always think I'll get in the way. Now that's not it at all. Flora, you have to understand. You could be put in harm's way. It is for your safety that I don't want anyone else in the... I don't know anyone else in this town. What am I supposed to do when you two run off? Stare at the wall? Oh, now that's real fun. And by real fun, I mean not fun at all. when you put it that way, I can see where you're coming from. Now, Luke, listen here. You know, Layton, I think the girl has a point. You may be leaving her behind out of concern, but that doesn't mean much if it upsets her so. Inspector, you too? Sorry to butt in, but we got this. We gotta get this show on the road. We can't keep Luke waiting any longer. I'll have to start it up now. But there are several people here who have nothing to do with the matter at hand. As far as I'm concerned, the more people we got, the merrier. That's ridiculous. I beg you to reconsider. Sorry, Professor, but we got to go. Hold on, everyone. Hold on. For what? Time travel. End the line, everyone out. What in the world just happened? Welcome to the future. Ugh, my stomach's doing backflips again. We get to see Chloe's eyes pop up because he's gonna see two Lukes at the same time. What was all that? Step outside to see for yourself, Inspector. That should serve as a sufficient explanation. I don't know what you're getting on, but fine. Barton, go step outside. Just a moment, sir. I'm feeling a touch squeezy. Actually, make that quite queasy. Pull yourself together, Constable. We're going out. Please don't jostle me. I'm feeling a bit green. Are you okay, Flora? It was a rather shaky trip. I say, time travel really has taken it out. Takes it out of you. I'm a bit dizzy. Oh no! Someone catch her! String, do you happen to see where the inspector and the constable went off to? They ran outside the front door. They're in for a real surprise out there. Tee-hee-ho! Welcome to the future, guys. Layton, what's all this? What happened to London? 10 years, Inspector. 10 years. We're still in London, Inspector. We've just been transported 10 years into the future. But that's impossible, isn't it? Or is it possible, Layton? One thing's for certain. We're no longer in the London we knew. Well, there'll be a time for debate once my work is done. I seem to recall you saying something about the Prime Minister being trapped in the future, yes? Yes. I am by no means certain, but it remains a definite possibility. Well then, what are we standing around here for? The hunt's on, Barton! We're off to find the Prime Minister. You know, Inspector, we may have better luck tracking him down if we work together on this case. That's enough from you, Layton. The fact remains that you're a civilian. I'll handle this on my own. Are you feeling any better, Barton? Yes. No. Yes. Where am I? You're in the future. This is London 10 years in the future, Barton. Oh my. No need to fret, Barton. Everything is fine. No worry about me, lad. The inspector here. You and your friends are safe. We'll be fine. Exactly. Where's the other Luke, Professor? Now that you mention it, we never decided on a meeting place. Perhaps it's time to pay Shipley a visit. Of course. He can get us in touch with Big Luke. Shall we head over to the arcade restaurant then? Well, look who's back. You don't look a day older than 10 years ago, Stashin. Mr. Strassercoffin? The one and only. And who's your further friend here? This is Parrot. I wanted to name him Polly, but chat said otherwise. Oh, you mean Parrot? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, bird. Stashin, his name is Parrot. Seeing how you're a dependable bird, I got a favor to ask you. Hey, I can't get enough of mushrooms, especially this one. This red little delectable variety. That's where you come in. I'd like you to seek out one of those fine fungi and bring it to me. A little delectable red mushroom. I haven't a clue where we could pick up one of those. Squawk! Perry knows! Perry will go grab it! Kiki, now that'll be kind of good. Can't do the attitude I like, bird. But you really up for the task. Parrot's no regular bird. This should be a snap for him. Cool. Oh, right. Guess we have to do it first. Fuck. Okay. Oh. Well. There we go. And then you'll become a fine delivery parrot. Okay, people will love you. Rock, love me. Delivery, delivery. Fuck you. Yeah, just give me like, delivery! Fuck you. And this is not the place I wanted to go. Shipley's restaurant's over here. Wait. Oh, but puzzles. Hey there, young miss. You don't look so well. Are you alright there? No worries, little lady. I'm just doing fine. I do appreciate your concern, though. As we say, thanks for your kind words. Have this puzzle. Been sitting in my back pocket, so just it's just a little squash, but it plays just fine. You. Four types of charm are combined in pairs. Now place the four boxes below. Use the relative scale to determine the relative weights of each and label them heaviest. Okay, so blue's heavier. And red. 1, 4, 3, 3, 2.
Does this sound right?
Aw, nope.
I got it wrong? Really?
Okay, so yeah. No. Okay. So red. No, I keep hitting the wrong button. Okay. So blue is heavier. going to divide it. Do you mind if I have a look at it? I think I can help. A 10 by 5 centimeter chocolate has a 1 by 5 centimeter piece broken off of the right side, shown in the image below. How many more 1 centimeters can you break off in a remaining chocolate bar? It's a Simply 8. I like the number 8.
Does this sound right? Did you see that?
Hey, now everyone can have a bite. Here you go, you two. Thank you very much. It's delicious. Where's a glass of milk when I need one? Let's just let her sleep. I'm sorry, but only registered guests are permitted to enter that area. My name is Flora. I'm a guest of the professor and Luke's. Well, sort of. Actually, what really happened is that I fell in here because they ran off without me. They're always doing that, and to be honest, it really hurts my feelings. And oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take up so much of your time chattering so much. Flora, what on earth are you going on about? Don't mind her, Becky. Flora can be a bit awkward around new people. Oh, I would never pry into a guest's personal affairs. That's against hotel policy. I'll be off now. Have yourself a pleasant day. I hope Becky doesn't look down on us for running on Flora. What a charming room. I'm glad you like it, Flora. We'll be sure to get you one of your very own later. Oh, no need for that. I'll be happy to stay in this one with you two. We'll just put up a screen. Luke, you're the smallest, so you can sleep in that chair there. And I can take one of the beds, and the professor can take the other bed. That's ridiculous. I'm way too big to fold myself into a chair. Hey, excuse you, Luke. I was sleeping in chairs in hotels even when I was the rightful age of like 15. I've been doing that because God forbid I share a bed with my brother. That dude moves way too much around. We can discuss this issue more later. For now, let's try bringing you up to speed, Flora. Alright, so what's the skinny? Alright, now we're in a town that looks very much like London, but is fundamentally different. Make no mistake, this city is far more dangerous a place than our London. How so? What he's trying to say is that we traveled through time. This is London 10 years in the future. What? We're currently working with a young man who identifies himself as Luke. According to him, in 10 years between his time and ours, I became a rather unsavory individual. And here in the future, I rule over the city with an iron fist. This young man is working with us to try to stop my evil future self. Wow, that's awfully complicated story. Did you follow all of it? Yes, I think so. Can you imagine the professor as a crime boss? This is something I just gotta see. Oh, I just thought of something. What's up? For both you and the professor to have counterparts here, I should too, right? Sure, I don't see why not. But you haven't seen the future Flora here. Nope, not yet anyways. But didn't it strike you as strange that you haven't seen me? We had a lot going on since we came here. We haven't really had much time. I guess I just thought that the two of you would be more concerned about my well-being in the future. There, dear. No need. Don't get upset now. What do you say to brighten up those spirits with a trip to one of the best restaurants in the city? Oh, that sounds wonderful. Let's go. Phew, nice day, Professor. Deemed Dilemma. Oh, fancy seeing you here, Herschel. Have you been well? Yes, thank you. You're looking quite well yourself. Sapphire, even. Oh, heavens, this old man's growing older by the day. One look at my head of white hairs will tell you that. Ah, yes, I thought something was different about you. Some people say silver hair makes a man look distinguished, but if it's only partial to my brown hair. You know, Herschel, London's full of people it's quick to sully your name, but I don't believe one of them. That's quite the shock, Professor. We saw the dean only hours ago, but he aged a full 10 years. Yes, time certainly appears to have left a mark on the dean. Is something the matter? Not at all. I just needed a moment to think. Let's be on our way. Ding, ding, ding! Who's that adorable girl with you? Oh, you mean Flora? Ding, ding, ding! That's correct. She sure has a pretty name. You gotta introduce her to me. Who's this? Hi there. Are you one of Luke's friends? It's nice to meet you. Ding, 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 ding! Yep, Luke and I go way back. We're old pals. Anyways, have yourself a lovely day, Flora. Funny. I didn't realize you saw so much of me, Max. Pulses are the only way to pass time during this newsworthy shift. See if you could wrap your brain around this head scratcher I cooked up. 5 stamps. 5 numerical stamps have shown below designed to fill in the 4 blank squares to complete the equation. Only one digit can be used in each trick. Your task is to make a value equation using the fewest numbers of stamps to fill in all the 4. Okay, I got 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Here's my answer.
Thanks to digital roots.
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Oh yeah, correct. The 3 and 6 stamps are all you need. If you turn the 6 around and can make a 9 and an equal to 9, you can simply use the 3 stamps 3 times in a row and you're done. Huh, you solved it? Great. Now I'm supposed to get through another boring day on the job. Boring? I don't think I work for a crime syndicate. If your work is boring, you're doing it wrong. Luke, how would you know? Jeez, I must be hearing things. Because I could have sworn you just told me how to do my job. Eek! Oh, no, I didn't mean anything about it, but just ignore me. Welcome to London's most delicious destination. I hope you brought your appetites. Not to mention your singing caps. I heard you had a real knack for solving puzzles. I suppose you could say that. Why do you bring it up, sir? See, I ordered a few number plates using the back in there, but the company must have made a mistake. The number of plates ordered finally arrived, but just wait a second. Oh, misfortune. The factory must have printed all the numbers backwards by mistake. You'd like to use them as soon as possible, but it will take so great time to fix every plate. To save time, the manufacturer will like you to use some plates. The manufacturer would like you to make do with the plates you can see as only sent back that must be fixed. Check off the plates that you cannot use. Four.
Let's see if I've got this right. Well, if at first you don't succeed. Let's see if I've got this right. Just as I suspected.
Awesome. 6 and 9 definitely won't work. 0 and 1 and 8 are symmetrical, so they could work clearly as okay. If you rotate 2 and 5 at 80 degrees, they replace each other. And rotating 4 and 7 as shown above allows them to both work just pretty neat. It looks like I asked the right man for help. Thank you, sir. I won't forget this. Believe me, there will be more than that little extra gravy in the next pie of yours you order here. Greetings, Shipley. Excellent timing, Professor. I just received a message for you from Luke. He would like you to go to the observatory in the park north of here. See that you're not followed. This park is one of on the road that joins Flatstone Street with Midline Road, correct? That's the one. Luke will be there waiting for you. Why do we need to make sure we're not being followed? Sounds like someone's out there might be monitoring our movements. Flora, are you paying attention to what's being said? This is very important. Of course I'm listening. Moving around in a group of 3 will make us more conspicuous. I know you don't want to be left alone, but I think it would be best if you waited for us at the hotel. As soon as we're done talking with Other Luke, we'll come and get you. No, I'm coming with you. Now, Flora. Oh, come on, Professor. Let her come along. We'll do our best to be stealthy on our way to the park. I don't know about this. I'll be fine. Besides, it might be dangerous to leave Flora all by herself. I suppose you might have a point. We're going to head could lead us into very dangerous situations. Are you sure you want to come along with us? Of course I do. I'm not scared. Well, that settles it. Let's get moving. Sorry, Luke, but we got no choice but to put our dinner plans on hold again. I understand, Professor. No one wants to eat more than I do, but we shouldn't keep Luke waiting. Well then, what are we waiting for? Off we go. What's Climby doing? You there with the shady expression. Look me in the eyes when I'm talking to you. I'm reading here. Why don't you buzz off? Listen, hooligan, I'm acting under authority of the Scotland Yard. I demand that you comply with my investigation. Scotland Yard? Pfft, big deal. It's been years since the police had any power in this town. No power, you say? You do well to take a close look at the fellow before you. The very sight of these fists sends Six running for the hills. Whoa there, buddy. Settle down. Somebody help me. This weirdo's getting too close to comfort. Inspector, calm yourself. Hmm? Ah, Luke. Not now, lad. I'm putting the screws into the dubious fellow here. Inspector, please, could I vouch for this man? He's an ordinary citizen. So he's a friend of yours, Layton. You should have said so earlier. You're off the hook, newspaper boy, but listen well, because I'll say this only once. To things, and then I'm listening. The soul of Scotland Yard and what was stamps is immortal. Even in this corrupt pit of distractedly like this. Nephew, excuse me, I got an investigation to attend to. Good day, Layton. Phew. Thanks for saving me from that loon. What's all that gibberish about Scotland Yard? Oh, the inspector doesn't mean any harm. He just intends to get a little worked up. Oh, God. Come by and play your sweetie next time, Lukey. I'll be waiting here for you. Imagine until we get him. I can't seem to open the door to the observatory. Is that so? It appears that a puzzle is locking this door. I guess you're right. Worry not, Luke. I'll solve this puzzle and have us through the door before you know it. Move the red and blue blocks to their respective space. Tap the arrow button. Boom! Nailed it.
That should do the trick.
That was easy.
Just as I suspected.
A true master can solve this puzzle in 5 moves. Fuck you! That did it, Luke. The lock is disabled. And the door is open. Hey. Thank you for meeting me here today. I know it's a bit out of the way. I wanted to make sure you weren't followed, and this place afforded me the best view to do that. Have you made any progress in your investigation? We have encountered some unexpected turns, but on the whole, it's going well. I can't believe I'm meeting Luke from the future. Eh? Oh, Flora, it's you. I didn't recognize you there for a moment. You have to excuse me. This is all but unexpected. It's nice to know that some things never change. I see you're still as easily flustered. Hee. You're one to talk. As I recall, you're pretty easily flustered yourself. But it's good to see you. You look well. Yes, Flora would be one of the unexpected turns into question. Inspector Clymer and Barton are here as well. Well, I'm not too surprised by the inspector's arrival. That man lives for police work. Are you saying you expected him to tail us back to here? Expected? No, but acknowledged it as a possibility. Enough chatter for now. We need to discuss how we're going to get into Chinatown. We haven't got a chance at getting through unless we get those guards to leave the gate. And you found a way to lure them away, haven't you? Yes. See, the guards don't hang around the area all the time. The only man in their position is when Layton tells them to. In other words, my future self has a reason to post a watchman in that area. I confess that could be my fault. I've been doing a lot of reclamation in the area and may have been spotted. Anyways, the crucial part is to take away that the guards will leave their posts if their boss says to. I understand, but how do we get my future self to issue that order? Luckily, Layton almost never interacts directly with his low-level grunts. Instead of him having his lieutenant Instead, he has his Lieutenant Brostow give the out orders. I'm sure you remember him. He was the giant Thrag who gave orders at the casino. Ah, yes, I know who you're talking about. If the Thug by the gates hear Brostow tell him, get lost, I'm sure they'll abandon their post. Now all we need to do is record Brostow's voice playing it back and play it back to the guards. Well done, little Luke. But have you figured out how to reproduce Brustow's voice? I seem to remember you picking up a few friends near the river who boast impressive vocal talents. Of course, Parrot! We can get him to mimic Bruno's voice. That's the idea, but how do we get Parrot to learn to say "get lost" in Brostow's voice? That could prove quite difficult. Nah, "get lost" is something of a catchphrase for Brostow. He's always yelling it. I spent quite a few afternoons spying on the man. He uses it at least a dozen times a day. That's not a very nice thing to say. Well, he's not a very nice fellow, as you may have noticed. That catchphrase is our ticket into Chinatown. We should start looking for him immediately. Alright, Brostow's likely somewhere in the vicinity of the casino. Heading back to that area is a dangerous move, but we should start our search from there. Yes, I would like to save my progress, because this is where we're going to end it for tonight. Because it seems like a great place to end. We're back in the future, and Flora's with us now, and the inspector's with us, and his deputy. All the gang's all here. But there's one part of the game, but we'll probably see him later because it is Professor Layton, and we'll see Don Paolo absolutely later. He might even be future Layton. Anyways, so thank you all for joining tonight. It was a very nice time, very lovely here today, and I appreciate you guys all for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow for some Pokemon Fire Red and Nuzlocke. And then Thursday we'll be back with Amari. Friday, I think there's gonna be some Pokemon Kingdom Connect. I'm not too sure. And then Saturday will be some vault hunting. What shenanigans will happen there? Anyways, that's all I got for you guys tonight. So, let's see. Do we have anyone in whom we can raid? That is the big question. Ooh. No. So I'll just see you guys tomorrow. Bye.